What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Mind Your Newness channel. Today, we're going to talk about how to keep the passion in your art and what you can do to sustain your practice and keep it going. Because to be honest with you, it's very, very difficult sometimes as an artist and creator to keep that passion alive, especially if you're not seeing progress or you're not selling work, or you just might fall out of interest of what you're doing. And if you're alone and you're creating in a bubble and you don't have a support group or a group of artists to give you support and to encourage you, it can be difficult. So sometimes people do drop off just because they don't have those things in place, but that doesn't have to be the case. And I'll tell you why, because I've been in all those spots throughout my career and I've overcome them. And I think the main thing that has kept me going and kept me interested in art is I realized early on that you have to do a lot of research when you're creating art. And especially like if you're an illustrator or a graphic designer, it does require research. It does require looking into your subject matter and learning some things so that you will be knowledgeable about it when you go to do your illustration or your graphic design piece. So it's very important to research, and by doing research and by learning things and by acquiring knowledge, it does help prepare you to do great work, and it does help prepare you to incorporate what you learn into your work. So we want to talk about that today, and I want to talk about my experience and how I have kept going all these years. Now, I started out as a graffiti artist, and I went to art school, and I got my degree in advertising and graphic design. But I had a love for illustration, and I was working in New York for a while, and then I got fired from that job, and then I turned into a freelancer, and I've been freelancing for years and years and years, doing all kinds of jobs and doing all kinds of graphic design work and for different types of clients. I even worked at Great Adventure for a while doing caricatures. I've done a broad range of different uh, type types of work in illustration and graphic design, and I could tell you that throughout those years, it has contributed to my style and to my work habits and to my vision. So I would say to anybody out there who may be struggling with their work and may not see the progress that you hope to see, keep learning, keep investigating, peer into different things, look and study different subject matters, have different interests, because anything that you learn, any knowledge that you take in, it will affect your work. I don't care if it's spiritual. I don't care if it's technical. I don't care if it's politics, whatever. Whatever it is that you study and you learn and you put your mind and heart to investigate, you're going to take that knowledge and it's going to be transferable. All knowledge is transferable, especially if you're an artist. Anything you learn, you have the power to transfer what you have learned into your art. What you learn influences your art. And in some ways it's obvious, in some ways it's subtle. So I can tell you that throughout my years, I have been into all kinds of different things, whether it be spiritual, technical. I spent some time studying cybersecurity, all different types of things, but it has all contributed to what I am doing now in my work, and everything comes full circle. So, like I said before, I knew early on that when you become an artist, you You're going to have to study. You're going to have to commit yourself to learning. And it's an ongoing process. You have to keep going and you have to keep learning. And the knowledge that you learned yesterday and applied to your art may not be applicable for what you're doing now. So it's a continual process of learning. You you want to put yourself in a position where you're always learning. Be interested and be curious. Don't allow your curiosity to die, because that's the number one thing that's going to keep you fresh in your work. You know, if you're getting bored with what you're doing now, if you feel like you've said it all and done it all in the art style that you're doing now, try something different. Do something different. Force yourself to learn new things, especially when it comes to your skill set in drawing and painting, because you never stop learning. You will never get to the point where you feel like you have made it. I've never met an artist who felt that they were at the pinnacle of their work. There's always another mountain to climb. There's always another ledge to reach for, because you never stop growing. And that's the beauty of art. You can never stop growing, because there's so much information out there. There's so much to learn and to take in. And there's so many different perspectives and so many ways to combine those perspectives to make new things. So you never want to be closed minded. You always want to take on a growth mindset when it comes to your work. And that's how you stay fresh in your artistic practice. You continually are moving forward and moving with the knowledge that you got, but taking that knowledge and see where it'll lead you into new knowledge, into new areas of thought, new areas of living and ways of being, and so forth. So that's my whole take on how to stay fresh in your artistic practice. You never stop growing. You never stop learning. And there's always going to be a fresh new perspective if you keep your mind and heart open to it. And that's what makes art so exciting. The it's learning that new thing, or uh, learning and getting that new viewpoint, or seeing things from a brand new perspective. And it just opens up a whole brand new world for your work and for your for your living, right? So I believe that the art that I'm doing now is totally different from what I've ever done, and that's because I was able to step out on faith and abandon some beliefs and some thoughts and some ways of doing things that no longer served me. And you should grow with your art. You should have the mindset that as you grow, your art grows, and you have that power to do that. And that's how you stay fresh. That's how you stay relevant, and that's how you keep the work exciting. I'm always like drawn to my studio, because it's like, okay, what's going to happen next? What can I do differently this time? I'm always, looking for that new thing happening in my work, and it's exciting. And when you stumble upon those things, it's like a great feeling, and that's what keeps me going. So if you're feeling like you're not getting the progress that you think you should be getting, or you're not growing, believe me, it takes time. Give yourself patience, study, be curious, look at things from a different perspective, walk away from your work and see and look at other work. Look at a lot of other work, so that you can get some new ideas and some fresh perspectives to put into your own work. It's okay to see a piece of work and get inspired about it and do something that that artist did and put it and say it in your own way, right? You want to, it's like anything else. Like you hear like a great quote, or you hear something very catchy, and you take that and you say it in your own words. You want to express it in your own words. Or if you see a scene and you paint it, you're going to paint it from your perspective. You're going to describe it in your own words, right? And sometimes you may grow out of the words that you're used to using. Like if you're used to using the same colors, maybe you want to try different colors. Maybe you could say it a different way. And art is a way of communication, and you want to understand that. As we grow, we learn how to communicate better, and we learn different ways of communicating, because in communicating in different ways, we reach a whole brand new audience and set of people. So I hope that helps somebody. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share. I really do believe that your secret to growth is in your learning and your curiosity, and that's how you're going to keep it fresh. So I love you all. Yahweh bless, and I will talk to you all again soon. Peace out.